moved back to Jamaica over a year ago, and while it is the best decision that I ever made,
It's okay if you pack up from foreign and go back to your yard. It's okay. It's okay if you've migrated and you decide that this is not working out. I am going back to Jamaica. Nothing is wrong with that. And we need to normalize people doing that instead of staying in a foreign country and suffer. It makes no sense for us to stay in a foreign country if we're not doing well. And doing well doesn't necessarily mean that you have a house, you have a car, you have a good job. Doing well also means that you're not coping mentally. You're just not happy. It doesn't matter what you do, it doesn't matter who you're around, you're not happy. Now, the other day, somebody told me that, somebody that we both know, that person decided to go back home. And I said, good for her. Good for her. Because if you're really not happy here, if you're not getting the kind of job that you want, you come to Canada and you just realize it doesn't matter what you try, it doesn't matter what kind of qualifications you have. You've gotten certified here in Canada, you have your qualification from back home in Jamaica. Listen, sometimes we have master's degrees and we can't get a good job over here. If you realize that you're not getting back to the status after 4 years, 5 years, the kind of lifestyle that you used to live in Jamaica, you're not able to do that in Canada or the United States, go back home. A lot of us come here and we leave house, we leave car, we left good jobs. Our kids were in private schools, the best of the best in Jamaica. And we come here and we're just not getting that standard of living. Even though you might have a job, you might, be able to buy a house, but that standard of living that you had in Jamaica, that good job that made you feel like, oh, you're actually meeting your targets and meeting your goals in terms of, your career. You have to start all over from scratch. And sometimes even after 4 or 5 years, you're still not there. Let's normalize saying, you know what? There's no shame in it. I'm going to pack up and I'm going to go back to my home country because this is not working out. It's okay. There's no shame in it. Pack up and just go back home. Nothing wrong with it. So pack up and come back home.
Over the years, thousands of Jamaica left the island chasing a dream of better pay, better living, and brighter opportunities overseas. But lately, something interesting is happening. A growing number of Jamaicans are doing the complete opposite. They are packing up, leaving behind the so-called first world life and coming right back home to Jamaica. So what's really going on? Is it just nostalgia? Or has Jamaica finally become a place where people see a real future again? In this video, we will explore the real reasons why many Jamaicans are moving back home, the economic truth, the emotional pull, and the hard realities no one talks about. Stick around because by the end of this video, you might just understand why for many people, the dream is no longer abroad, it's home.
Hi, my name is Kim, and I left the U.S. About 3 years ago and moved to Jamaica, and I have zero regrets. One reason I left was because I'm moving into my retirement years, and I simply could not afford to be in the U.S. with the amount of money that I would receive during retirement. Another reason was the stress for me. I've been working hard for a long time, and to be honest with you, I just don't want to do it anymore. I'm an empty nester, and I want to live out the rest of my life not having to deal with the stress of owning a business or anything like that, or managing people. So I'm glad I did. I have no regrets.
I finally did it, y'all. I moved to Jamaica. And I don't got time for the people to be on my comments talking about why would you want to live out here? It's worse out here than America.
Yeah, so why move back to Jamaica in poverty? Why not move to Colorado? Well, think of it this way. I am not in poverty. And when I was in Jamaica, I wasn't poverty stricken like majority of the country. I was living as an average person. So coming back to live as an average person, knowing that you can find something to do to make money to maintain you, that is something that I can better off cope with, other than to move to another first world country at a location where, if you take notice, it's credit that run first world. So it's like the same thing what happened already would come back around and happen again. So this is my way, not saying I'm choosing the easy way out, but I chose the best way out.
I am enjoying all the videos of people who either lived in Canada or in the US move back to Jamaica. A couple of my mutuals have done it. Either they go back and rent, or they're back with family, or they bring back their kids and their kids are going back into society and going to school, and they're watching them. It's very refreshing to see, because I know there are a lot of people, not me, there are a lot of people who aspire to go back to Jamaica and live, and they just don't have the motivation. They're not able to see it. So people being able to display it and being very authentic about it is very nice to see. Like I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying watching the moms pack their kids lunch and make them breakfast, carry them to school, going to the supermarket, see how it. I don't know if about anybody else. Like, I enjoy seeing it. And I know it's probably going to motivate other individual, which is not a bad thing, to go back, because again, people want to leave but just don't have the motivation to do so. So it's very nice to see. I know for a fact I'll never be able to give my daughter the same type of upbringing that I had growing up in Stony Hill and Bona housing scheme. It was just different. So being able to see that people are doing this for their kids now, given it's. And that's what I say. Like, I enjoy seeing those videos and I want to see them more.
So I moved back to Jamaica over a year ago, and while it is the best decision that I ever made, there are a few things that I wish I had done differently. Let me preface this by saying that when I left Jamaica, I was still in high school, so I was still a teenager, and I moved back as an adult in my late 20s. So here are a few things that I think would have made my transition a lot easier. I wish I had come down like a couple months before and sorted out a bunch of my documents. I wish I had come and got my TRN, my driver's license, and gotten, my bank account open, because I just think it's so much easier to do it, on maybe a short trip, a vacation, and while still employed elsewhere, even if it is outside of the country. 2, I wish I had researched the job market a little bit more to fully understand what opportunities were out here, what the pay rate was, as well as the cost of living in Jamaica, so that I could have a better understanding of what a good salary would be. And 3rd and final, I wish I had saved more. Jamaica is expensive. And thankfully, I came home and I'm living with family. But even just groceries, gas, it is so expensive. So no matter how much you think you have to come back that you would be comfortable, save a little.
For decades, the mindset was simple. If you wanted success, you had to go foreign. That was the plan for so many Jamaicans. Live, work hard, send money back, and maybe one day build something at home. It was about survival, not luxury. Many left in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, when jobs were scarce and opportunities were limited. But the world has changed. Those same people who once left are now realizing that life abroad isn't what they imagined. They have spent 10, 20, even 30 years working in cold climates, juggling 2 or 3 jobs and paying bills that never seem to end. Now they are saying, if me have to work hard, me rather work hard in my own country, where me can see the sea and feel the sun upon me face. This is not just migration, it's a shift in mindset. People are realizing that happiness and peace of mind matters just as much as money. Let's talk facts. Life abroad is expensive. In the US, UK, and Canada, inflation has hit hard. Rent that used to be $800 a month is now $1,600 or more. Groceries, healthcare, transportation, everything costs double what it did just a few years ago. Many Jamaicans who left home to live the dream now realize that they are just living paycheck to paycheck, trapped in a cycle where work takes over life. Meanwhile, back home, the same money can stretch further. You can buy land, build your home, start a business, or live off your pension in peace. And for some, that's the deciding factor. They would rather live simply but free than live abroad under constant pressure. One returnee in St. Anne said it perfectly. Me did have me big job in a New York, but me never happy. Now me there. Me a plant, me food, me a breathe clean, and me finally feel alive. When people talk about moving home, they often say, Jamaica stressed me out. But ironically, for many returning Jamaica, it's the opposite. They say overseas life stressed them out even more. The cold weather, isolation, and constant grind wear people down. In Jamaica, life might be slower, but it's more connected. Neighbors check on each other's, family is nearby. You can feel the community energy that doesn't exist in most foreign cities. Of course, the island has challenges. Crime, bureaucracy, and poor infrastructure can frustrate anyone. But despite all that, many say the trade off is worth it. They feel mentally lighter here. Less anxiety, less burnout, more joy. Because peace of mind doesn't have a price. The pandemic changed everything. It opened people's eyes to the fact that you don't need to be physically abroad to earn in foreign currency anymore. Now Jamaicans can live here, work remotely, and still make US dollars or pounds online. Freelancers, content creators, digital marketers, and virtual assistants are living in places like Okorios or Mandeville, earning global income while enjoying Jamaican life. Even professionals who used to live abroad are now relocating their work. Doctors opening private clinic, IT specialists doing remote contracts, teachers tutoring online. So for the first time, technology is breaking the barriers between life abroad and life at home. You can live in Jamaica and still participate in the global economy. Jamaica today is not the same Jamaica from the 1980s. Yes, they still have problems, but they also have progress. There is major infrastructure growth, improved highways like the North-South Highway, better access to internet and banking services, more housing development across St. Catherine, St. Anne, and Montego Bay. Many returnees are buying property, opening guest house, cafes, or Airbnb rentals. And tourism, agriculture, and logistics are opening up new business opportunities. If you have got vision and patience, Jamaica is a land of potential, but you have to approach it strategically, not just emotionally. Because what works abroad doesn't always work the same way here. At the heart of the movement, something deeper. Love of home. People miss the warmth, the laughter, and that unique Jamaican spirit that no other place in the world has. They miss waking up to the sound of roosters, the smell of jerk chicken, or just hearing patua in the streets. And for many parents, the decision to turn is about their children. They want their kids to know their roots, to grow up with culture, family, and identity. Even if life abroad was comfortable, it often came with loneliness. Back home, people find belonging again, and that, more than anything, is why many are coming back. Let's be honest, not everyone who moves back stays. Some face frustration with bureaucracy, poor customer service, or lack of job opportunities. Others realize that adapting after decades abroad takes time. Returning home requires planning, not just emotionally, but financially. You need a steady income source, realistic expectations, and patience with the local pace of life. But those who prepare properly, who build with intention, often say it's the best move they ever made. They wake up grateful, they reconnect with their culture, and they feel free again. So, why are so many Jamaicans returning home? Because the dream has changed. It's no longer just about foreign paychecks. It's about inner peace, purpose, and belonging. Jamaica isn't perfect, but it's home. And for thousands of people, that's more than enough. So, maybe the real question isn't why they are coming back. It's why they ever left in the first place. Thank you for watching, family. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, subscribe for more stories about Jamaican life, and tell me in the comments, would you ever move back home to Jamaica? Or do you prefer life abroad? Let's talk below. One love.